Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, we're all doing good. Oh, good morning. What an eventful morning. Had a really good trade this morning at around 9 o'clock my time, which we'll break down. So you'll see on my other screen, we took some longs this morning, and I did alert this in the room as soon as I went long at 480s. And it's pretty crazy to see that these are my entries here, and just look how much I managed to get 90 points and made $10,000. But look how much I left on the table. Pretty wild. Went to the targets. I had 620s where I was expecting it to go. And yeah, nice to see it go all the way to targets. But we'll just show you a couple of the messages in the live chat. So these two top accounts I haven't yet traded. And this is my take profit one that I've just started today. But these 5 other accounts are all pretty much hit PT. So, I mean, funded next, I'll continue to trade today because I think I can make like $400 with that. Lucid, I'll leave. Tradeify, I'll leave. Apex, I'll leave. And funded next, I'll trade as well. So these two I'll trade at the bottom. These two at the bottom, the right and the left, I'll trade. And I'll trade take profit, and I'll trade Legends trading at the 2 top ones here. So this one here I'll trade, and I'll also trade this top one here. And I'm also going to trade the stream account with my trade day accounts as well. So lots of good stuff, but we'll break down just where we are at the moment. I just want to show you, for anyone that obviously wasn't on the morning, just some of the chat that we had this morning when I got on. So we'll have a look here. So when I first went long, which was, I think, 9 o'clock. Yeah, 20 to 9 my time. So I don't know what that is in New York. Probably quite early. Someone let me know. It's like 4, maybe 4 a.m., something like that, 4 a.m. Anyway, this is where I first went long. Why did I go long here? We'll break it down. 479s is where I went long, and I wanted to see 620s. Well, you can see we've come all the way up to about probably 720. So we've exceeded those targets. We came up to 700. They're about 700. So really nice to see that this morning. Again, we never know exactly when these levels of these trades are going to form. That's why you just have to take them when they form. It's pretty as simple as that. If you've got the ability to trade them when they go off. That's why if you have the indicators package, the CMP indicators package, you can set alerts. So you can set alerts at the ETH low, ATR ETH low, which is what this whole trade was today. So yeah, target wise, we smashed it. It went all the way to targets. I took off pretty much quite prematurely, really, but I hit PT on several accounts, as you can see. So I didn't really want to take any more than 315 on the Tradeify accounts because my consistency rule of 20%. Then Lucid is pretty much the same as well, consistency rule of 30. So, but yeah, we did a really good morning, and the reason for the trade, I was actually in bed whilst I was trading, which is funny. Then we went for some breakfast this morning and just got back. So anyway, yeah, phenomenal day. And so far, let's just have a look where we are this week. So 126,600. This is just from literally starting these evaluation accounts over the past half of last month and this month. So 22.6 on the week so far, even including Monday and Tuesday as, like, you know, boring days, tricky days. Monday, I took 3 consecutive losing trades in a row, which is pretty much unheard of, but statistically probable, so makes sense. And let's break down the trade. So again, I mentioned it was an ETH low trade. What does that mean? Well, if we just take the drawings off for a second, what happened is this morning, I don't know what the news was. I haven't paid attention. I haven't really watched anything this morning, so I don't really know. But we had a sell-off on the overnight session, and we came down and we traded the ETH low pretty much at 10 o'clock. And we then had the ATR reversal print, which was at 10 past 10. There was, as sloppy as it is, sloppy just because, like, it was the ATR low. There was a halfway back which traded at 10:30, 35 minutes past 10. We then got true trend continuation sideways, so, you know, move up. base and then rally again. So this was a halfway back, based out, and then you'll see it went same anchor new high, traded the 38 all in here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of it's irrelevant just purely because you can either use the fibs or you can use the indicators. Triangle momentum up, true trend, green diamond, another green diamond, true trend. Like, you don't even need to use fibs for this trade, right? It's nice to see it because you'll see what we've done is, and again, it's just a double confirmation. It's traded, or price traded, the 38. So this is the 38 here in this teal line, as you can see. It went all the way to where? The negative 100. What does that negative 100 line up with? ATR, ETH ATR high, and triangle momentum down, and true trend is about to change. So, like, the reason I built the indicators with Sam is just purely based on the fact that they're there to, one, confirm the fibs, but two, you just sometimes don't even need to use the fibs because you can see the levels without having to use them, because the trend, if you're going to be in a high to high sequence, you're most likely going to have diamonds and triangles and true trend, right? Hence this trade this morning. I won't draw the high to high because we haven't had triangles up. We've only had diamonds so far, so I won't draw this as a high to high, and that will also coincide with this is probably going to go bearish true trend, and at that point it'll most likely come down into a full halfway back, right? Also where the hourly 4-hour low is as well. So I'm not going to trade this at the moment. I don't really have a plan just yet. I'm going to wait for the actual open to form, but I just wanted to show you the trade this morning and how good that trade was in terms of ETH low, let it chop. Don't always nakedly bid a level. Why don't always nakedly bid a level? Because look what happened. You had literally this whole time here. How long was that, just out of interest? So we got back up to that ETH low at around 1040. So you missed about 100 points, just under 100 points of drawdown, to then basically get 220 points. So the smart person, I say smart, I was asleep, so I was kind of lucky because if you check where I actually went long here on this halfway back. So I waited for that to go off, and I was literally messaging Sam like, oh, I don't know if I like it, I don't know. And then we were like, it does look good. And I was like, okay, I'm long. And I went long pretty much. I mean, you'll see my entry on in the room. Let's have a look. I pretty much instantly bid, but I do think it came down. It came down before going, and I think that's what that retracement was. So when I first went long, you'll notice, yeah, so I went long and I had an instant bid of 480s, but you'll notice here is where the price came back down. So even if people missed my entry, I entered 480s here. Price went up instantly, but then came right back down to my entry, which is a nice confirmation of a solid low. Rebalance, and then it went obviously monster. And I got out for 90 points, and it went for about 200. So I only got about 40% of the move, but our job as a day trader is to get some of the move, not all of the move. So yeah, really nice trade this morning. Again, ETH low, playing it up into the ETH high. And to be honest, it really is as simple as that. Sometimes waiting for it to base out, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and then you got full ETH ATR completion. Like those who've got the indicators, this is how powerful they are. This is one day can pay for your month, can pay for your week. So yeah, I mean, hopefully all of you was able to get that. I mean, this pretty much traded from like 3:30. So depending on your time zone where you were, you may have missed this. If you're from New York or anywhere in America where it's like 4 o'clock onwards, you probably missed this trade. But if you were able to capture it, it was a really nice ETH low to ETH high, and that is a perfect indicators example 2.0, even 1.0 of the old indicators. We used to have these in the old indicators as well. We've just updated them. So yeah, going into today, the two things I'm going to be looking for, and I'm probably going to want to see, I'm probably going to want to see the full halfway back, which would be right back down to like the 4-hour low. The only thing with that is that you're going to be very close to coming back down to yesterday's low. So I kind of, part of me doesn't want that to get traded just because it could be bearish as opposed to bullish. So I am going to draw the high to high and just see where that puts us. So if I draw the high to high, which is already traded, it has already traded and already completed. So let's see, we're inside that now. We're above the ETH dynamic trend lines as well. And that completion takes you to the 4-hour high at 740s. But yeah, we've traded the ETH high, we've traded the ETH low. So we've already sort of completed what would be normal on the week in terms of those levels. We didn't trade any of them last week, but the fact we've traded a low and a high today, I'm kind of a little bit like, what do we do for the rest of the day? I know we've got the RTH highs and lows that will get formed on the open. But I'm going to keep this draw on my screen at the moment for the sort of aggressive trade, which will be a full completion back up to yesterday's highs. And I do think 850s is that level that should probably get traded again. We traded it yesterday, so I don't see why we can't trade it again today. It would just be a case of setting the risk and following the indicators up. We're still true trending to the upside. So yeah, that's all I'm really going to look for today. If we do have any bearish trades, I'll break them down on stream, but so far it will just be waiting to see if this holds. If you want to risk where we are currently, take a stab. You know where your stops will be, you know where your targets will be, so it kind of makes sense. But for me, just because I'm already up quite a lot, I'm going to just wait to the open just to see how we are. And I'm going to probably go from there. What I will do just quickly, second. I just want to check. Yeah, I'll break it down on stream, but I'm just gonna do a little bit more of an analysis on some of my other levels. But I'll do that part on Whoop, and we'll break that down live just so I can plot some other levels. But essentially, that's where we are at the moment. The high to high is bidding ETH dynamic trend line, and if we're going to complete, then it lines up perfectly with a 4-hour high at 7:30 freeze, which is 60 points away. And so far, structurally, nothing is. I mean, I would have liked to have seen a green diamond. I mean, technically, we've got one here. So you could argue high to highs are valid, and that's what's being bid so far. So I'm going to take this off for now. And this is the draw that's holding once, twice, 3, 4 times. And again, completions there at the 23 will line up with the 4-hour high. So that is there you go, 100-point trade as well. So yeah, even missing. That's what's cool, man. Even missing the trade I took this morning for 90 points, which went for 200, this trade here is the exact same point trade, 90 points. And if it goes full 100, that will be another 220 points. So don't ever have FOMO. Like, you're always going to get on that. There's always going to be another bus, always. Right, everyone on YouTube, click the link below if you want to join the trading room and watch me trade live. If not, I will be on tomorrow for Friday, 9 a.m. EST. Everyone on Whoop, we will start